Hi everyone, and welcome to today's episode as we focus on seedlings and your seed nursery. So here with me I have tomato Rio Grande seeds that we have already planted in our tray here. And as you can see, they grow in each hole, and this tray has about 200 of these where you can put your seed into. And we're saying that we are putting one for each hole. And I know most of you have done this kind of farming before, and based on how you grew up, if you were like me, growing up in the village, and we did some of farming, so these are the kind of seeds. And you remember our mothers showing us that you just spray them, onto the bed. But in this case, the technique that we are using here is you put each one seed to its hole, and then you wait for it to sprout. So here with us we have the tomato Rio Grande seedlings, and we bought this tray for about 180 shillings. And we also are using not soil but peat moss, which is a substrate, or the kind of material that has nutrients, and you can also it doesn't have pests, and that's what we are using for this. So we bought the peat moss for about 4,000 shillings, and we bought it at Kiambu Road, and the place was called Ocean Agriculture. So the inputs here are the peat moss, the tray. We bought it from the gentleman who helped us build our greenhouse, and we can share his number. So at the moment we have about, so let's see, so here we have the hohos, kales, spinach, tomato Rio Grande, tomato money maker, we have saga, we have mrenda, more spinach, and some lettuce. So you could do quite a number of seedlings if and this is dependent on, number one, are they for sale or are they for your own taking? Because you could just do 3 rows of one vegetable, and that is about 30 seedlings of kales. In another 3 rows you could do mrenda, in another 3 rows you could do saga, in another 3 rows you could do hohos, or you could do the tomatoes. So it's dependent on you, on what your needs are. In this case, for us, our neighbors and our friends or people who are coming here to the nursery are also buying some of these seedlings, and they vary in price, and you can test in your nearby seedlings seed nursery around you. So for us, we saw this to be better than the way we were doing it long time ago, and we are really saving a lot on, say for example, the number of seeds we have on one. Instead of just throwing them out, we're taking out one after the other. Say for example, this royal seed, and we are using, this is the spinach. So I imagine the number of seeds that we get it out of 110 shillings. So if you throw it out twice or 4 times on your seed bed, so there will be quite a number that will be lost because now you're just spreading them out. So those are the kind of benefits you get from having this kind of system and using a tray. And then of course you must water morning and evening, not so much water because the peat moss does hold the water. And if you look closely, you will see that there are no weeds as compared to the kind of seed beds that we do on the ground. So this, I find it a really good system to use when you're growing your own household vegetables. Possibly you have the vertical garden and you You've already seen in our episode about the vertical garden, and you could grow easily your 120 plants that are able to be put up in a vertical garden. So if this one tray has 200, you could be doing just a crop rotation or a vegetable rotation. I'll say this time you did herbs, the next time you're doing some kales, some spinach, some managu, different kind of vegetables. So that's really a great use of, number one, your money, because possibly you could buy one for 110. Or look at this one, which is the hoho, which is 970 shillings, and that's not cheap. So when you think about spending 970 shillings just spreading it on the ground, and some won't sprout, when we look at these hohos and we think about it, look at all the ones that have already come out. So that's the comparison. When you think about it's a fair use of your 1,000 shillings that you bought the seedlings for. Unlike when you use that 1,000 and you just spread them onto the ground. But still, I understand some of you may not have access to the trays, and we will share a link or a number of our supplier of these trays, and you could get one for yourself, because I imagine if you only have one vertical garden and one tray, that's all you need. So you don't need to buy so many seedlings. All you need to buy is just a couple of sachets of seeds of different types, and you could use them over time. So this is our kind of structure, and as I said, we're trying to maximize on our vertical space. And really the downside of using this kind of a space is the ants, because right here we have so many ants that are trying to eat up the wood. So imagine if we were using the same for our greenhouse, the kind of trouble we would be having with the ants that are eating up our timber. So this kind of ants, termites, are really not good for a wooden structure, and eventually we're going to have to lose this kind of a piece, because you can see the kind of damage they do to our wood. So this is a good case that they have already come into the seedling, and you can see how they are eating it all up. So thanks everybody for watching today's episode, and yeah, stay tuned as we highlight more of the growth of the vegetables in the coming episode. Thank you very much, and stay tuned to Miti Alliance. Please subscribe to Miti Alliance YouTube and stay updated, put on your notifications, and we will be sharing our videos every week for more learnings. Thank you.